Breaking news from overnight. Senate leaders and the White House reached a deal overnight on a massive $2 trillion economic relief package in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The historic package would give direct payments to most Americans, expand unemployment benefits, and assist small businesses. The bill is also expected to include billions of dollars in assistance for hospitals, as well as corporations that have been hurt by this outbreak. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the legislation is expected to pass in the Senate later today. We're also tracking breaking news out of the United Kingdom. The UK Palace confirmed just about an hour ago that Prince Charles has tested positive for the coronavirus. He is now self-isolating and working from home in Scotland. His wife, the Duchess of Cornwall, tested negative. The statement says the prince has carried out a high number of public engagements during the past few weeks, so it's not possible to know when or where exactly he had caught the virus. Charles is the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth, who is 93 years old. He is next in line to the throne. A lot of people are calling out North Dakota U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer after his tweet that many found very offensive. Last night, he tweeted a response to a video of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi regarding a bill for the coronavirus relief that included the R word. That is what Cramer used, referring to Pelosi. We reached out to Cramer about his language. He says he was typing with his thumbs and meant to type, "She's ridiculous," and then sent it. But when he saw what he actually posted, he says he deleted it right away. North Dakota Democratic Party NPL chairwoman Kylie Overson condemned Cramer's language, saying the use of this word is completely disrespectful and that there is no way that it was a mistake. She says either he used it intentionally or it's a word the senator often uses enough that his phone has it saved. 11 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of our First Alert Storm Team forecast with Lisa Green.
Good morning. Today we are starting off with some cloud cover overhead in most areas. There are some breaks in those clouds. And in general, looking at the potential for some snow showers in the far south. But most places in the valley are on the dry side today with good visibility out there as well. Starting to see that sky brighten up as we're about to near sunrise in about 30 minutes or so here in the valley, 7:19. So here's a look at our conditions for us here in the region. We're looking at 32 right at the freezing mark for Fargo with those clouds overhead. Grand Forks 27. We are below freezing there. Fergus Falls below freezing. So is Bemidji and Devils Lake at 26. So just about everybody now below the freezing mark. So anywhere where we had some melting, if you had a little rain yesterday, we've got that precipitation out there now. Might be some slick roads that you may encounter if you are venturing out this morning. Here's a look at the latest radar right now. You can see it's very active. We're really brightening things up in the south. The rest of us, again, looking pretty quiet here in the region. So if you're south of I-94 Highway 10, you're more likely to see cloud cover and potentially some flakes, a little rain, a little mixed precipitation. As we continue to cool things down, though, I think this will gradually switch over to all snow. And that's what we're looking at right along the state line. The Hankinson, Lidgerwood area, back over toward Ellendale, seeing some places where we've got some blue on the map. And then back over to the east, Sisseton, Roberts County in South Dakota has been seeing quite a bit of color on the map lately. So a little mixed bag of precipitation there, looking like snow now, and Wheaton and Elbow Lake as well, that surrounding area dealing with some precip too. Right on the northern end of a much larger system that's impacting more places in South Dakota, and this will just kind of generally skirt south of us, missing most places again in the valley. Checking out your temperatures, we're in the 20s to some 30s. It's 32 degrees in Fargo, 27 in Grand Forks, so at or below freezing here to start off the morning. We've got that wind coming in out of the north, some places getting some stronger gusts still, a gust to 29 in Thief River Falls, so a little bit breezy still, and that's just going to continue to keep those temperatures on the lower side here today. So we're looking at highs that reach, well, we may have already seen them overnight last night, and we're dipping now. So we're looking at temperatures that are into the 20s to about 30 degrees for your high. Wind out of the north again into the teens with some gusts that do get to 20. And ahead for the weekend, looking much better. We've got a slight chance for a little bit of precipitation lingering tomorrow too. And then check this out, back to the 40s, lots of sunshine coming up, and even by Monday and Tuesday, that chance at hitting 50. And now for traffic, here's Devin Fry with the Valley Today's Traffic on the Move.
Thank you, Lisa. It's been a pretty interesting morning. Some technical issues have prevented us from going out on the roadways, but we're still keeping up with your traffic flow through the use of our Storm Team Skycams and traffic cameras provided by the city of Fargo. Taking a look out at I-94, things have been moving pretty smoothly today. There have been some buildups around that Red River Bridge area, but they're broken up by the time they get past the University Drive area. So overall, things moving relatively smoothly out there on I-94. Looking at I-29 on our iPad right now, it looks like the northbound lanes are starting to load up a little bit. The southbound lanes are looking fairly wide open there. So pretty much the norm for the interstates. Now we do have some road closures to report today. University Drive North, that's going to be shut down between 9th and 10th Avenues. They're working on a sewer line repair there. So that's going to be something to factor into your morning commute for the next few days. They're saying they hope to have that done by Monday. So just make sure to factor that in as you make your way out the door. We're going to keep checking out the roadways in the next hour on the Fargo CW. But for right now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
New this morning, police are looking for a suspect who stabbed a man several times during a robbery. Grand Forks officers were called to the 800 block of 51st Street North just before 9 last night and found the 29-year-old victim who had been stabbed several times in the thigh. He told police he was attacked while walking to his parents' home. The suspect took off. He's described as a tall man with a medium build. He was wearing dark clothing. The victim is being treated for wounds that appear to be non-life-threatening. Grand Forks is following Fargo's lead and going forward with to-go liquor along with takeout food orders during the coronavirus pandemic. Mayor Michael Brown signed an emergency order to temporarily allow food and beverage liquor license holders to sell wine and beer to customers who buy food or meals prepared at the restaurant or bar. Make plans to check in on another COVID-19 public briefing later this morning. It starts at 11 a.m. from Fargo City Hall and will be live streamed on the city's social media accounts. FM Metro city, county, and state officials, along with reps from Sanford and Essentia Health, will provide updates and information about recent developments in this COVID-19 pandemic. Kids are always full of questions, and you may be experiencing that at home during these days of self-quarantining, but you don't have to avoid the topic of coronavirus with your kids. One therapist said you should actually embrace it. The Valley Today's Abby Furchner joins us live this morning, where she got some of that expert advice from our local experts. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa. Parents have probably all heard the why question before, and in events like we are in now, it can be hard to give them an answer. Some questions you may have already had are, what is the coronavirus? Why am I not at school? Why can't I play with my friends? And then, of course, you may have been asked, do I have to wash my hands again? But Village Family Services therapist Brooke Hammond said it's okay to keep your kids informed about the coronavirus using kid-friendly terms.
This is a virus that can be spread from hand germs, and that's why we're keeping you out of school as a way to keep everyone safe and healthy, and kind of explain ways that we can social distance, wash our hands, and role model ways to keep kids healthy. And if they have questions, it's okay to answer those and just explain kind of the reasons why.
And I know this is an uncertain time for parents too, and we might not have all of the answers for our kids, but just trying your best to answer a few might relieve some stress and anxiety they may have feeling. I know we've talked a lot about it, but the more we seem to learn about this, the less fearful it becomes, and the more uncertainty that kind of gets waved out, the less intense it seems, and the less stress and anxiety we feel. So just answering some of those questions can maybe help your kiddos out during this time.
I agree. We've talked about that. It's the same with adults and kids. The more answers we have to all of these questions, the better we feel. Thank you. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says early indications are that people in the state are practicing social distancing well enough that they may be helping to slow the spread of COVID-19. He says he's still waiting for more data on when the number of cases will peak in Minnesota and when intensive care beds will reach capacity before he decides about sheltering in place. Minnesota's count of confirmed COVID-19 cases rose and is now at 262, an increase of 27 from Monday. State lawmakers, meanwhile, are reconvening tomorrow to pass legislation to bolster the state's response. Meanwhile, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum says the state could be one of the last to lift restrictions meant to help contain the coronavirus because it's part of the final wave of the pandemic. North Dakota health workers yesterday confirmed 4 new cases of coronavirus for a total of 36. 2 are from Cass County, 1 from Burleigh County, and 1 from Dunn County. The 2 cases in Cass County are a man in his 70s and a man in his 90s. Both are under investigation to learn how they contracted the virus. Governor Burgum has some good news, however, for people with student loans through the Bank of North Dakota. They now have the option of delaying payments.
So effective immediately, if you're a student loan borrower with the Bank of North Dakota, you can defer your student loan payments for 6 months. Interest will continue to accrue, but there'll be no payments or penalties if you're not paying your loan.
To request deferment of payments, just contact the Bank of North Dakota either by phone or online. A South Dakota school district is notifying parents that a school staff member has tested positive for COVID-19. School officials in Sioux Falls confirmed the staff member works at Laura Wilder Elementary. District officials say they have provided guidance from the South Dakota Department of Health to families and coworkers. The U.S. military officials are investigating the death of a Moorhead native who was found dead in her barracks at Camp Humphreys in South Korea. According to Stars and Stripes, Private First Class Marissa Jo Gloria was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency medical personnel after she was found unresponsive on Saturday. An official ruled out coronavirus as the cause of death. Stars and Stripes says she was assigned to Sustainment Brigade after completing training in Missouri and arrived at that camp last April. You know, it's springtime when Fargo's Elm Street North goes underwater, and it's happening right now. Elm is blocked off between 13th and 15th Avenues North because of rising floodwater from the Red River. Traffic is detoured to 3rd Street. Be sure to join Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson every day this week at 2 p.m. for online weather classes. Hutch will be discussing a different weather-related topic each day, perfect for those still looking to learn at home. Tune in at 2 this afternoon to learn about wind and what makes it blow. That's on our Valley News Live Facebook page. And let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. 23% of American women have stopped doing this while quarantined. Well, the answer this morning, shaving their armpits. Why not? Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. One last check of our forecast.
Well, today we are looking at a cool down for us in the valley, and with that comes a chance for a little bit of snow down in the far southern valley. You can see the radar indicating lots of color on the map, but now starting to change over to snow as our temperatures dip. As we look at our numbers right now, currently at 32 in Fargo, 26 in Grand Forks.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.